It always seems like as though when more and more gets added to a game, it creates more problems. Sort of like adding fuel to a bonfire, which could potentially spread into a wildfire. Regardless, Wizard101 has its ups and downs for many of their updates, some worse than others. So today we're just going to talk about a few problems with Wizard101. Spellments are items, reagents, or whatever you want to call them. These are used to upgrade or combine them into a spell. In some ways, this can bypass crafting and make it easier for people to obtain the spells they want. I've actually talked about this subject on one of my streams, so if you haven't tuned into one, then come on down, we don't bite. Now, we're not like SparkNotes or Chegg, but we do help find answers you might have and relax at the same time. Anyway, the main problem here is the excessive amounts of spellements you need to upgrade them. As you unlock further tiers of the spell, you need more spellements to improve the spell. Now, we're not talking about something like 50 spellements or upwards to 100. For most of them, you need about 600 or so to fully upgrade one spell. So how do we go about getting spellements, you may ask? Well, we have two options. Either buy a chance at getting certain spellements or get them through a boss drop. Yeah, I'm not kidding. You have to buy a chance at getting the spellements you want. The only way to technically buy them, though, is to buy a loot box for a chance to get a spellment. So as we all know, loot boxes are random. You may get junk, and you might get something resembling junk. It's basically like buying a Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster pack, except all the cards in it are shit. I mean, you're guaranteed one quote-unquote rare, but that rarity is thrown out the window when it's not even rare in the first place. Staying back on track though, if you opened a Yu-Gi-Oh pack for a specific card, it wouldn't be as bad. But if I need 600 of those cards, then it becomes a problem, especially when the chances are low. I have no idea who prices these crown bundles, but it just boggles my mind. Not in an irritating way, but in a confusing one. It's like they were trying to create 269s but ended up settling for 93 instead. I touched on this before, but I just want to reiterate briefly. Who buys this stuff? It's literally $60. They really gotta make these bundles cheaper. And I mean a lot cheaper. Maybe cut it down like 90% or something. One of the incentives to subscribing to Wizard101 as a member are member benefits. You got one for fishing, pets, loot, skills, basically the MMO time sinks. What I don't get though is why aren't they available permanently? Why do players have to wait for them in intervals like it's some sort of holiday? You want Christmas in December? Yeah? Well, you ain't getting it. I say when it's Christmas when I feel like it. That's basically the kind of mentality I get from member benefits in Wizard101. Sure, there are already benefits like more bag space and slow energy refills, but if you look at any MMO out there with a membership, they don't have timed benefits that are active during a specific week. Alright, maybe that might be a stretch. I'm sure one person out there is going to point out a game so obscure that nobody's heard of, other than Wizard101, or has the same membership structure. Still though, my point stands. Member benefits should be a permanent thing. I think ever since skeleton keys were introduced as a supplement to side content, the feedback has been kinda mixed. On one hand, you can get some nice items, on the other, you have low drop rates, and the fact that anybody can join no matter what level they are. So if you don't play Wizard101, you basically have 3 skeleton key tiers, which are wood, stone, and gold. The higher the key quality, the more difficult the boss will be. Anyway, the main problem with the skeleton keys is that there isn't a level gate requirement. You could be level 1 and you could go up against a boss that level 100s are intended to fight. It would just hold the team back because you would be at a serious disadvantage. There really isn't a way to prevent this besides getting your friends and making a pre-made group beforehand, but that just nullifies the idea of teaming up and asking for help in the first place. Not that level 1s can help you in a level 100 boss fight. This isn't Mafia City where a level 1 crook can defeat a level 100 boss. So one solution is to divide the skeleton key tiers by a specific range of levels, or to have some sort of level floor or ceiling. Well, that's all I really have to say for this video. What are some of the things that you have problems with in Wizard101? Comment down below. I'd love to hear about them. Besides that though, subscribing is just a click away. So until then, take care, and see you guys.